Yeah, it's all broken. Everything's broken. Everything is broken. Everything is broken. Everything is broken. Oh my God. We're live. Are we live? Can you hear me now? Can you feel it now, Mr. Krabs? Get the light on. There we go. Oh my God. There we go. I finally went and bought a light, so I actually have proper fill lighting instead of, you know, a random household light bulb. Ultimate scuff. Yes, scuffed. Is the mobile cam working? It seems to be working. I'm gonna have to move that 1 second here. Hopefully it's actually working. Hello. Move you down, move you a little that way. I think, there we go, that'll work. Okay, my power went out for like 4 hours yesterday, not even 4 hours, like 2 or 3 hours yesterday. And it kind of screwed everything up. I don't know what's going on. Oh, you know what it is? I forgot to turn my server back on. My my Unraid server that I have certain, like, there should be like an overlay right here, a little please loading screen. It's obviously not working because that is saved on my server. So it pulls it from my server. And while I have a UPS on the server, the Unraid server, if the power is out for more than like 5 or 10 minutes, it's set to just shut down, right? Just do a safe shutdown. But then I have to go turn it back on. I think I forgot to turn it back on because it happened twice yesterday where the power was out for a significant amount of time, which really sucked because I was this close to having a year of uptime on it. I was disappointed. I almost had a year of uptime before, and then I'm like, oh, there's a new version of Unraid, and I updated my version of Unraid, which reset my uptime. And now I was like 11 months and a couple days in, and I was like, yeah, I was gonna get a year of uptime, and then the power went out yesterday for like a couple hours. And I was like, dang it. Oh, it has a UPS. It has a UPS, but it's just like a generic like household UPS. So if the power is out for like more than like 10 minutes, it's set to like shut down, like safely, do a safe shutdown, just to, you know, be safe essentially. So how is everyone doing today? How is everyone doing today? It is Tuesday. We're working on the big printer. What else? We got our spool of Polymaker filament to give away. If you haven't entered for your chance, link in the video description. You can see, because we don't have the ProForge here from the other stream, the plethora of Prusas are set up on the bench there. I bought a vacuum for the Makara, so I'm going to be doing some machining over the next couple days on it, hopefully get a video together. I printed the little attachment so I could hook a vacuum up to it. So we got to do that at some point. And then, mosquito. An apartment in Portugal, that sounds cool. And then, yeah, we're going to get to building the Venture XL. Let's find it here. Downloads, where did I put the manual for this guy? Why can I never find where I saved the manual for this guy? Assembly manual, Venture XL. Let's pull it up on this computer too. Assembly manual, Venture XL. 656 days of uptime. I'm more of a fan of UpDog. I'm more of a fan of UpDog than Uptime. But yeah. Colin PETA. People for eating tasty animals. I love eating tasty animals. They are tasty. Okay, let's see. You can go about there. There we go. Okay, so that is set there. So where were we at on the build with this? Where were we at? We were building our XY joints, right? We were doing this. This is the Z. We got the rails installed. We got the Z installed. We got our little Z-axis rail guides. We were building these. That's right. That's right. We got the AB motor mounts built, which are these guys. So we got the AB mounts built. And now we are on to, I believe, the XY joints. Yes, the XY joints. So let me go get the stuff. We'll do what we did last stream where we'll build it over here and then we'll move it over to the actual printer once we get it built. So let's go over there. Let me go bring my laptop over there so I don't lose it, because that's the way I can talk to you, chat, over here. Right? Because I want to be able to talk with my chat. I miss you guys. Where's my power cable? Power cable. Absurdly long USB-C cable. Do your thing. Keep this thing from dying. There we go. Okay. So we've got this. I don't think I need anything else from over here. It stinks like, nothing smells worse than like, okay, freshly cut grass. I get it. Freshly cut grass, I get it. But freshly cut grass after like 3 days, I don't get. It stinks. And unfortunately, because that side of the garage has my lawnmower, it smells like wet grass. It smells like moldy grass. Blech. Which casters are the Fysetc? I don't know. It's the ones that came with it. They have a 40 on them. That's all I remember. They're somewhere in a pile on that side of the wall. Why is it so dark on this side? The camera auto adjust. 1 second. Mobile camera. Configure video. Audio control. Focus. Turn that on. There we go. Let's manually set the exposure. Right about there. That looks good. That exposure looks good. That's nice and bright. There we go. Yeah, it's not freshly cut anymore. No, it is not. It is stinky. Okay, so where were we at? We had a bunch of parts here. So let's put this over here and let's get these out. Huzzah. Behold, parts. Oop. Put this down so you can actually see what we're working on. There we go. We have all our little parts. So last stream, we got the AB motor mounts built up. They're ready to go. So we'll put those over here. And now, looks like we're working on our XZ, and we do have some 3D printed parts. So let's get that over here. We got to put some heat sets and stuff on. Got that. Any chance you know what included printed parts are made out of on this thing? My kit looks shiny. They should be ABS. They look, yeah, they're ABS. I mean, you can have shiny ABS. These do look to be ABS, so they better be ABS. I don't think they would be PETG. Yeah, they're ABS. PETG would not hold up. So, yep. How's this? Is that heating up? That's heating up. Yeah, long uptime is just kind of a, you know, EP type thing for a service like, oh, I kept my server online for this long. Look how cool it is. Okay, so we're gonna put some heat sets in this. Because this does use drag chains. And it does have an umbilical tool head. So the drag chain shouldn't be an issue because they won't be overstuffed. What kills drag chains in a lot of builds, well, not the drag chains, but what kills the wires in the drag chains is they tend to be overstuffed. It's just kind of nature of the beast with the older kits before tool head boards. But if you're running a tool head board and you just have like the one USB wire or maybe just a very small amount of wires, you shouldn't be killing the wires as quickly as you would if they're overstuffed. And the big problem we had for the longest time is we were overstuffing the wires, the drag chains. We were shoving, you know, 20 something wires in a drag chain, which is not good. But now we're a little bit better because you're just using, you know, something like this, one cable, and that cable's usually insulated and protected and whatnot. So, okay. So XY joint right. So I'm assuming we're gonna need one of these guys. That. And then trying to match the image. So that's that, because the notch is in the back. Oop. What do I do? Okay. And then this one, we got 2 holes in that. So that goes like this. Wouldn't this be the left unless, no, if that's the front. Oh no, this is the right. Yeah, so this is looking at, okay, yeah, this makes sense. Okay, cool. So that's that. So that means this guy, oh. And this would be the left. Okay. So that's that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure these are, they are the right kind of plastic, hopefully. They better be, otherwise this is gonna be a very short, these printed parts are gonna have a very short lifespan. Also, we still have our Perry the Platypus. Incorrect factor call out going forward. There's a lot of weird call outs in the next several pages. Okay. I mean, you just fall back to the old, use the screw that actually works instead of what it tells you to use. Let me just double check here. Venture, XL, GitHub. Let me just see if there's been any updates to the GitHub. See if there's like a newer version of the manual or anything. CAD, STLs, assembly man. Yeah, nothing's new. Nothing's new. Okay. Okay, so let's keep going. So, I guess we start from the top. We can't start from the top because that'll be buried. So, M3/8. So how's everyone doing today? How is everyone doing today? Anything exciting going on? M3/8, flathead cap screw. We're gonna need quite a few of these. I'm not a huge fan of these layouts. I'm not a huge fan of the way they do these exploded diagram type things. I'm not a fan of it. I think these are, I don't like them. I don't like them. Finished your work today? Is that like you finished work for the day? That's good. Yeah, building. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the good thing. If you know what you're doing, you probably really don't need a manual to build a lot of this. Like, the manual's nice for knowing, you know, what goes where and whatnot and what screws and what order you should be going in. But I mean, like, if you've built a VORON before, this is basically just a big V2. Like, yeah, obviously there is some differences. But for the most part, this is just a V2. Like, this gantry is just a V2 gantry with CNC parts. There's really nothing super funky. Okay, on this one, so we got the fat side up on the back. What goes back here? See, this is what I mean. Like, this guy is that, this guy is this guy is that, then what goes here? Is this a standoff? What the frick goes here? Yeah, that's a standoff. That's that. That's that. Then what goes in? So we got pillar, it's bearing, bearing, something under here. What is under here? Because this, what is under here? Is this another standoff? I think it's another standoff. I think it's another standoff. It's got to be a standoff. It's got to be a standoff. It's the only thing I can think of. I mean, it's got to be a standoff. It's like the only thing that can be back there. Okay, so now this one, we have, it goes like this. Okay, so this one. And then this one will have a bearing stack. And then we need to find those really thin shims again. Just build it like a 2.4. I mean, it is a 2.4. This is a 2.4. It's just a big 2.4 with a bunch of mods. All right, where is the shims? Do I have the shims in here? No. Do I have the shims in here? Oh yeah, YouTube disclosure. Shout out to Fysetc for sending this kit for testing and evaluation. I'm not being paid for this build series. Words and opinions are my own. But I do get to keep the kit at the end of the build series. So there you go. YouTube disclosure disclosed. Yeah. Okay, so it's not in here. The bearing's in here. Oh, here are the shims. We got the shims. National holiday in Portugal, so not working. You have a holiday on a Tuesday? I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to complain about a day off. But on a Tuesday, that's kind of a weird day to have the holiday. Unless it's one of those things where you celebrate it on the day no matter what, regardless of what day of the week it is. It's kind of like how Americans have July 4th off, and they always have July 4th, whereas in Canada, we just move the holiday to like the actual day you have off to like the Friday or the Monday. Because like, what's the point of having like a random Wednesday off? What's the point? Okay, so that's that. So now we do another bearing stack here. Man, LDO Stealth Changer build when? Whenever I get a kit. Simple as. Simple as that. Can't see. There we go. Better hope all doing well. Everything's doing fantastic. But you could be even more fantastic because every stream we give away a spool of Polymaker filament. So enter for your chance to win. Link in the video description. Enter now because we're going to do the draw at the end of stream. You don't want to miss out. So go enter. And if you want a guaranteed chance, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. If you want a guaranteed chance of getting a spool of polymicro filament, there's some links in the video description. They're called affiliate links. With that and your credit card, you can guarantee you're going to get a spool of polymicro filament, and you help out the channel at the same time. It's a win-win. Okay, there we go. So there's that. Now I'm going to put on the M5s just because, so I don't lose them essentially. So that is that. And then it uses M3/8 to attach to the rail, but obviously we're not going to be doing that because we don't have the rail yet. M312 and or M512 and M518. Here in Utah is one of those 3D printers that is 90% built, and he's looking to sell it for less than what he bought it for. I mean, if you can get a cheap printer, is a cheap printer. Ain't nothing wrong with a cheap printer. If you can get your hands on a cheap a printer cheap, go for it. Those M3/8s need to be M3/6s. Okay. The shrimp farther at Canuck Creator. That's my name. I mean, my name is Taylor, but okay, this one is through here. I will say the printed parts, while these are not the best looking printed parts I've ever seen in my life, they have nothing functionally wrong with them. They just got a bit of a VFA-y look. Yeah, we're working on the big one. Nice shirt. Thank you, Martin. You know, it's from a company called Fysetc out of Sweden. You might have heard of them. They're actually pretty nice folks. They're working on a thing called the Index. You should look into it. Hope things have warmed up there. It's finally getting nice here. Okay, there we go. So that is... Why does this feel backwards? Did I put this on backwards? I put this on backwards. I went the wrong way. This goes the other way. Because the cable goes that way. Sweden, I love their fish. Swedish fish are pretty good too. It's funny, I used to hate gummies until I actually started eating like proper European gummies. Like Albanese gummies or proper Haribos, not like, you know, high fructose corn syrup Haribos that we get here in North America. And I think that was my problem. For the longest time, I hated gummy candy until I actually had like European gummy candy. And now it's like, oh wait, this is actually good. Okay, that makes more sense. There we go. So that is our right one. So that can go over here. It's funny how many VORON parts, if you go to manufacture in metal, are just plates and spacers. Like the entire gantry of a VORON is just plates and spacers. Okay, now we do the other one. VORON Phoenix, isn't this printer potentially subject to the same thermal expansion issues? It is. And it's funny, on the video that I put out where, you know, I interviewed Max about the Phoenix, go check out the comments in that video. That video has brought out so many armchair engineers, it's hilarious. Because I'll have somebody in the comments literally go like, this isn't a thing on any other printer but Voron's. You guys are all having all these issues because you're making the flying gantry, like blah, blah, blah. I am so smart. And then immediately below, somebody goes, oh yeah, I have a Rat Rig 500. I'm having the exact same thermal expansion issues. And it's very common that people are talking about it on like the forum. And it's like, it's affecting all of us. And it's like, yeah, metal expands when it gets hot. It's insane how much metal expands. Steel, the steel that we used for injection molding, the rule of thumb was like 3 thou per inch. So for every inch of metal, it expands about 3 thou. So when you have 24 inches of metal, you're looking at 3 times 24, that's 74 thou, which is about 2 millimeters. It gets big quick. You'd be surprised. You would be surprised at how much metal expands. So would index merch before index release make sense? I mean, if you put it up on the store and people buy it, I mean, I like the logo. I think it's actually a really nice logo. So, plus, it's always good whenever I go anywhere and I get free shirts because it means I don't have to do laundry for an extra day. Okay, so let's carry on. Work in aerospace and you'll learn about thermal expansion. There is a company up in, I think they're in the Mississauga area. They're up in the GTA area. That's like the easiest way to make sense. They're up in the GTA area called Nord Space. They are a Canadian aerospace startup. And I won't lie, if I'm trying, I would love to go visit them. It's just I got to figure out if I can get an in. Because they're trying to make rockets in Canada. And I'm all for that because I love rockets. I love space. Index apron. I haven't worn aprons in a while on the stream. I know it was a thing for the longest time on this channel that I wore an apron as like part of the uniform. And then I started streaming in the garage here with the temperature and like I still have the apron. Like it's literally like right here. Here, you know what? We'll be nostalgic. You guys, here. We'll be nostalgic today. It's been a while. There we go. There we go. Back at it. There we go. Nadir, thank you for coming a member. Cheers and appreciate it. Remember, the best way to support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do is to become a channel member or Patreon supporter. Okay, so this one goes, that's the front one. So that goes there, okay. Retain logo visibility, nice. The problem is this has my like, one of the reasons I stopped wearing it too, this is like my old logo from this is the original logo for the channel. Like when it was Nero 3DP. And then I changed it to Nero 3D and now it's Canuck Creator. So the problem with this apron is the logo that I embossed on it, which it's still there actually. Like I did it with, it's just leather and I stamped it in with a 3D printed press. It's like 3 logos old and you can't really change it. I'd have to get a new apron, but this apron is so like worn in. I did a video on it actually. It was like one of the first like not directly 3D printed tutorial videos I did. Okay, now this one has a bearing stack up. Get an index apron, okay. Like it's funny, I only started wearing the apron for 2 reasons. One, I wanted something to be like a uniform on the stream, something consistent with every stream. You know, Joel has his blue sweater. So Joel has his blue sweater. The problem is sweaters get too hot out here in the summer, so I didn't do a sweater. So having like some sort of like uniform, the original idea was go with an apron for 2 reasons. One, it was something that I could throw on with everything and I wouldn't get like grease and other stuff on my clothes. But the big reason was downstairs, the workbench I used had just like a a wooden top like this, and I would catch my shirt on it and like rip my shirt. So like I had a bunch of shirts with like waist high little rips in it, because I lean on stuff. You can see on this, it's got a big mark here from just leaning. I lean on stuff. So I'm like, okay, I'll get an apron that'll kind of protect the shirts too. So that was the original idea. Oh, 1 second. Okay, back. Wife just got home. Got her hair did. Trying to line up this bearing. There we go. Oh, it helps if you hold it. There we go. There we go. Leather apron and blacksmithing. Nice. See, if you're doing blacksmithing, an apron makes a lot of sense. This was just like, I need something to kind of go along with the theme. Well, yeah, I muted. I was talking to my wife. How does the Index deal with different temp materials? Pretty well. Because the Index, for those that don't know, has an inductive heater. So there's no heater in the actual tool head. Or correction, there's no, in the tools. The tool head itself has an inductive heater, and then it heats up the hot ends as it grabs each tool. So it would just heat them up to whatever temperature it needs to heat them up to. So you have the advantage where you only have one heater that you can use on multiple tools, which the big problem with a lot of traditional tool changers is the cost of each tool. It can get expensive quick because each tool is an entire tool head essentially. Whereas Index, each tool is basically a heat sink, a heat break, and a nozzle all in one with a little printed housing, essentially, plastic housing. So the hardware cost per tool is a lot less. You do have a little bit of a downside because you do have to wait for it to heat up now after each tool change, but it's still much quicker than like an AMS or an MMU system. And since it's inductive, we're talking like 10 seconds to heat up. So it's not that bad. So it would just heat up to whatever temperature it needs, and then you move on with your life. So, what are my plans for the chamber heater? So the plan for this, for those that don't know, is to build this entirely stock. I'm going to build this stock from the start so we can do a baseline, get some baseline testing on it. And then the first thing I'm going to do is threefold. Put a booster on it. So I'm going to steal the booster from the Phoenix, put the Phoenix booster on this. I'm going to steal the bed, the Nevermore system from the Phoenix as well, where it sucks air from under the bed and then it blows it up through the back through some ducts to get better chamber temperature. Because this one has a Nevermore, it just sits on the side, so it's not really circulating the air. And then we're going to put a high flow hot end in. So 5 tool head on the Pantheon. 5 tool heads on the Pantheon. Oh God, the Pantheon tool head is like $1,000. The Pantheon does what it does really well though. But the Pantheon is designed to do what it does really well, and that's what it's designed to do. A lot of tools can fit on a 600. Remember, 600 is just the bed. The gantry is like 850 millimeters wide, I believe, or something like that. Like this can fit a lot of tools. It's just, Index is gonna go on my Trident. I have a 350 Trident. It's 350 by 350 by 250. That is kind of, it needs an upgrade because I had a bunch of parts on it fail. It's originally a Fysetc build that had an old Fysetc build that had a bunch of issues, had a lot of gremlins in it. That will get Index. This is just going to be a big fat single tool head machine with a big high flow 0.8 millimeter hot end on it, and then also a box turtle for a filament rollover. That is the plan with this guy, is just use it to print big dumb things. and cosplay stuff. Okay. And this one, M512s all around. Okay. So first thing you should do, always double check. These should be opposite. So when you look at them, they should be opposite. So if they're the same, then you did it wrong. Will toolhead have a cutter? This will after we upgrade it. The original toolhead on this does not have a cutter on it. We will upgrade it to a toolhead with a cutter. I'm hoping I can get my hands on the what the Armored Turtle guys are working on, the electronic cutter, so that way we don't have to faff about with a little pushy thing, but we'll see. We will see. 188 watching and 26. Hey, like the smash button, folks. Do the thing where like the YouTuber tells you to like the thing, because what does Mr. Beast say? Like it for a cookie? Only that's really dumb and like childish. So just like it, because it's not going to increase your chances of winning the Polymaker filament, but it may. Who knows? Maybe I inputted a system in. I hacked marbles, and if you like the smash button, your chances of winning will be betterer. You don't know that. I don't know that, but are you really going to risk it now? Also, who here watched the latest Mr. Beast video? I didn't, because I don't watch Mr. Beast, because I haven't in a while, because his videos have gotten very boring and repetitive in my opinion. But I give the man props. He figured out how to write off his fiance as a business expense. So congratulations, Jimmy. You figured out how to write off your wife as a business expense. Okay. Print in place power armor. Look at the printed toolhead part. It's a filament cutter from the start. Is it from the start? I haven't actually looked at the printed parts yet for the toolhead. Oh, does it have a filament cutter in it? It does have a filament cutter in it. It does. It does have a filament cutter in it. Refuse to watch. I used to. I watched Mr. Beast back when, okay, shout out to YouTube channels that are just a couple of buddies doing dumb shit. I love those channels. The one I found recently, ODS, Original Duck Sports, I think is what it stands for, but the channel's just called ODS. Just two buddies doing dumb shit on a property. Fun. Best type of YouTube channel ever. When the Mr. Beast channel was that, I didn't mind it, right? Doing dumb stuff with friends. That, shout out to Dumb Stuff with Friends YouTube channels. Best channels ever. But then it became what it is now. We have index development. I know we do. Yeah, we have Olaf and Martin's even in chat. Or I don't know if he's still here, but Martin's in chat. And Olaf, which are two fine folks from Bondtech, which if you didn't get a chance, go watch the video when I went out there. Did a tour of their facility. Made me totally jealous because this is all the room I got. And they have this massive new shop they moved into with so much room for activities. Okay, and now we have the front idlers. I am really not a fan of these images that they're using. Like these exploded images, like it's only 90, this manual is like a third or a quarter of the length of a VORON, like a V2 manual, because it this would be like 6 or 7 pages. And now you just get this one exploded diagram and it's like, hope your eyes are good. Mine aren't. Okay. So I think these are labeled. Yeah, these do have L's and R's on them to make sure you don't do them backwards. So they do have, they are labeled. Oop. L's and R's. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, they're labeled right there. Don't even have the space. I mean, there's a reason this machine is on the other side of the garage. I might be redoing the layout of the garage because the problem is that I have to leave this here. I can't roll that over because if I put that against the wall, I lose the whole top of it for storage because then I have to clear the garage door. This is right here, for those wondering. See the tarp there? When the garage opens up, it like just touches the tarp. That's it. So this is like as far over as I can move it, because I don't want to, the original reason I didn't use any of this area, or I didn't want to put anything on this side of the garage, is because if the garage opens and it's been raining out, it drips water because it's wet, right? So the reason I've been trying to avoid using that side of the garage for any of the 3D printing stuff is it's more susceptible to the temperature too, because this side is more easy to control the temperature than that side. But also, if I open the door, you get a big gust of wind, you get rain, you get snow. Yeah. So, okay, let's build this. So we're gonna do the A idler, which is, if you're gonna label them left and right, okay? See, you got an R there. If you're gonna label them left and right, call them left and right. I'm assuming this is the right. That makes sense. Also, why is the right on the left and the left on the right? Like, this is your right idler. This is your right idler. This should be here, this should be here. They should be called left and right idler. Because if you're gonna, it's stuff like that. This is the kind of like manual stuff that, yeah, it's not a big deal at all. Like, honestly, anyone with a brain can figure it out. But it's just one of those things that if you're just kind of going through the motions, it's very easy to screw it up. It's very easy to just kind of, oops. Okay. So let's do this now. And then we got to put that all together. Okay. It's Australian. It's upside down. Okay. So we got that. We got an M3 16 and an M5 16. 518. And these are all go. No door on garage door. I do have, that's what the silver is. That's a garage door. I mean, if you're talking about like a door to go outside, it's that door behind the, you can't see the door right now because there's of the camo net, but there is a door there. Okay, what's the bottom ones? And 518s. Okay, so this is this one, so this is left. So this is the left one. This makes no sense. The way they have this set up, it makes no sense. Whatever. So this is the left one. So this one right here, A is left. Because this is right. And that doesn't match because of the two hole. So left, okay. So we have this guy here, M316. Most garages are integrated to the house. Yes, there's a wall right in front of me here with a door that goes into my house. where is 3T? Yeah, sticking a door in a garage door is kind of a pain because they have sections. I mean, you can, but my setup just, no. Where is this guy? Where did I put my Fysetc? Oh, there's the Fysetc. Okay, that, and then this one. We get a bottom one. Are the cuts supposed to be on the inside or the outside? I can never remember. Or this doesn't really matter. Cuts go on the outside, I think. Yeah. Cut goes on the outside. Where do I keep my normal tools? What do you mean my normal tools? Like my... This is a toolbox. I have tools in my toolbox. Also, there's a toolbox back there. Also, there's a toolbox right here. Also, I have a laundry room inside. It's like a utility room that has a bunch of tools as well. Okay. So that's that, that's that. And now we have this piece here with a pin that goes through it. Okay, so where's that piece at? Is this it? Yeah, these are them. They're anodized. Ooh, fancy. Wait, no, this ain't it. Wait, this is two separate pieces. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Because you got these. So you have this piece with the hole up top. Okay, so they're both the same. Okay. You just probably go different ways. Okay, so that's that. And then we have 5x29 pin, which I'm assuming is, it's got to be this guy. Is that, no, that can't be right. It's a pin. I gotta find this pin. Gotta find this pin. 5x29 pin. There we go. Oh, this is cool. I just realized how this works now. Because the pin sits in a slot. So this pin goes in there, and it fits in the slot here. I'm gonna be a little cheeky here. One second. One second. Not really needed. I just gotta put just a smidge of grease in there. Why? Call it insurance. Okay, and then we have a bearing stack with see, I see a washer here. Is there no washer? Okay, there's a washer on each side. Okay, there is a washer on each side. we do have a washer on each side, so washer. Then we have a bearing stack. It's empty. Okay, what's in the back here? Is there anything in the back? Okay, so that's that. That screws into that, but what's in the back? What does this screw into? M2.5. Oh, there's a, okay, that's what that is. Okay. I'm really not a fan of some of the images. That's like my biggest takeaway so far is like how they labeled stuff. So we need M2.58 flatheads. Two. 2.58. Nope. These are 210, M3, 26, 4s. We need M2.58. 2.58. Okay, so back one gets this guy. And this guy goes like that. So that goes in there. This is bottomed out. This is bottomed out. Yeah, this is not tap deep enough. This one's good. So that one has a little oopsie doopsie to it. Put a little bit of grease in there. Last version of the manual. Do you have the latest version? Well, where would the latest version of the manual be? Because I pulled this off the GitHub, and usually the GitHub is the most up-to-date one. So if there's a more up-to-date one, I don't have it because I only have what's on the GitHub. So if I need a new version, can you link it in the Discord? That would be mucho apreciado. Okay, there we go. And now we need an M330, which is this guy. Hoping soon you want to play with it. Hopefully you get it soon. There we go. So now this allows us to adjust our tensioning. Okay. So slide it all the way to the back. All the way to the back. This in. I just go until it just touches. There we go. That is that one. And now we do the same thing, but the other one. Happy fun time adventures. You probably mentioned I missed it. Where are you going to put this behemoth when completed? Over on this side. See the box in the back under the shelf, the cardboard box? This whole area is going to be emptied, and that's where it'll live. I will probably build a little shelf for it. Just build like a bench to get it a couple feet off the ground so I don't have to like lean over. Because this does come with wheels. So you can put this directly on the ground, but I don't want to be every time I'm doing anything with the printer, right? So I'll probably put it on a bench so it's at least like 3 or 4 feet off, 3 feet off the ground. Also, the plan is to leave the bench open underneath. So that way, if I need to work underneath the printer for whatever reason, I just go underneath the printer. That way I don't have to like flip the printer at all for whatever reason, which will be handy because I do plan on doing the mod for the underneath Nevermore. So you're gonna want to get access at underneath the printer. So, but yeah, the bench I'm gonna put it on is gonna be just the cheap wood. I'll just build a wooden bench out of like 2x4s or whatever, and just have it just as big as the frame, essentially. Basically just a bare bones bench. I can never remember which way the cutouts go. Cutouts go inward, right? Or are they on the outside? Cutouts go inward, right? The stupid little cutouts on these, they go inward, right? I think they go inward. Comes with insulation under the heat beds. Are you going to leave it off for them more? Probably, because I'm going to want the beds dumping as much heat into the system as possible. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, so that's that. That's the bottom. Goes that way. That's the bottom. These little guys. Where are the little guys? I'm 2.5s. A 20 amp 110. I have 20 amp 110s. I have two 20 amp 110 circuits in this garage, plus a 220 circuit. Although I can't use the 220 because the beds are 110 on this. But I have 220 amp. I wired up the garage. I've got 3 circuits in the garage, a 15 amp and 220 amp. circuits in the garage. Plus, like a Phoenix, this machine can run on 110. It runs fine on 110. Because what you do is you just have it set to, oh yeah, that's right, that's the one that's too. Okay, so this kind of sucks because this isn't tap deep enough. So I have like two options here. I don't think I have an M2.5 tap, but I think I have M2. I might have M2.5 screws. Those are M3s. M3. I could have sworn I had M2.5 somewhere. I could have sworn I had M2.5 somewhere here. Dang it. I could have sworn I had M2.5s. I don't. Oh! No, M4. Those are M4s. Those are M2s. Shoot. Yeah, this is annoying. Because I don't think it's, I think it's tap deep enough. Yeah, it's drilled deep enough, just not tap deep enough. Do I have an M2.5 tap? That is the question. Do I have an M2.5 tap? I know I got M3. I don't think I have M2.5. Yeah, the smallest tap I have is M2, is M3. Shoot. What can I do here? What can I do here? Two and three. And three. These are all M3s. And I don't have an M2.5. What are you? You're all M5s. Yeah, I don't have an M2.5. I could grind it down. I know I could grind it down. I could probably cut it. I could have sworn I had M2.5s somewhere. Let's see here. That might work. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, 1 second here. Just a random M2.5 socket head that I have. Or a flat head. That'll work. Yeah, I mean, it sticks out a little bit, so you're going to notice it. Or actually, no, it's on the bottom. You won't see it anyways. Good enough. Good enough. A little bit of grease just to loosen it up. Okay, now this guy goes like that. This guy is on the bottom. This guy goes like that. Okay, so this goes like that. There we go. Probably should chamfer these, but yeah, they're fine. They're fine. Okay, this side's tapped deep enough, so that's good. So it's just that one side of the one piece wasn't tapped deep enough. Okay. Use it to further the thread depth, aluminum, of course. Yeah, I mean, well, no, the problem is if it was a, I'd be afraid of galling it. Like if you tried to force in a steel screw into aluminum that isn't tapped properly, yeah, it probably will go in once. But if you ever try to undo it, it's probably all galled to hell. So you'll just destroy all the threading trying to remove it, and then you're really screwed. So yeah, it's one of those things like, if you do force it, it'll be a one-time thing, and it's like not worth it. Oh, push it all the way to the back. There we go. That is that. Yeah, remember kids, cross threading is nature's Loctite. Where did I put all those random size ones? This is the random size ones. This is the random size ones. Yep. Okay, what next? Oh, we're building the gantry now. Okay. So we got to go get some aluminum extrusions and come over here, and we put this all together with some rails. We're going to need M3/8, I'm assuming, and T-nuts. So let me go get the rails, get the, and we'll put it all together. Sweet. Okay. Hopefully we have enough room on this desk. M3/8. So let's clean this up quickly. So these are all the M5 stuff. M5 stuff goes all on the bag. M3 stuff all goes in the bag. Need these T-nuts. Wait, no, you're M5. You go in the M5 bag. Your M3 stuff, you go in the M3 bag. Trying to actually keep this somewhat organized this time, so we don't lose stuff like we did with the Prusa build. Okay. Put the proper bit on this. 2.5. I went out and actually bought proper bits for this, so I'm not using the wrong bit anymore. Flying gantry? Yep. This is basically a big VORON V2. Go buy some gamer subs. Use code Canuck. Save 10%. They also have, I think they're doing a free cup right now. Free cup, free cup, free cup. There we go. Okay. So what do we need? We need some rails. So I'm gonna need my gloves. So glove, rail. Probably gonna need this rail too. And I'm gonna need some extrusions. So let me come over here. Get this over here. Here. This thing is gonna be massive. And I'm assuming the last 4 extrusions are the 4 extrusions I'm gonna need for this. So that kind of makes sense. This thing is huge. Okay. So the instructions are literally just put it together. Okay. So we should have 3 different lengths here. 2 of them should be the same. So these are that. The short one goes in the back, and then this is the X. Yeah. So for those wondering, this is the X-axis. This grows 2 millimeters at ABS temperature. Actually, this will be less than 2 millimeters because the Phoenix, it's actually like 1.7 millimeters or something rounded up that it expands. And the Phoenix is wider than this machine. This machine is, because it's a scaled up V2, it's a square frame. The Phoenix is a rectangular frame because the Phoenix is IDEX. This is index. The Phoenix is IDEX. So because it's IDEX, it's wider than it is deep. So this frame is slightly smaller than a Phoenix frame. Not by crazy amount, but it is smaller. Okay, so I guess we'll do the idlers first. So let's see if I can slide these on and be all fancy like. I don't know if I can slide these on. We'll see. Hopefully I can slide these on. That would be nice. They have a bit of a hassle. Am I going to do the LDO stealth changer when it's released? That V2 down there would get it. This one right here. This is Tallboy. It's a 330 by 330 by 400-ish V2. This would get it. This guy has been waiting on a tool changer for a while. It's an extrusion that's strong enough, but to buy almost no thermal expansion. Yeah, titanium. Just mill an entire gantry out of titanium. It's not hard. That's the problem. We use aluminum extrusions because they're cheap and they're easy. It's aluminum extrusions. They're cheap and easy. And it's aluminum extrusions. The problem with aluminum extrusions, they're aluminum extrusions, and you have all the downsides of that. So it's kind of like damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of thing. Do you want to use the thing that's cheap and easy to get and works with everything? Or do you want to deal with the nightmare or the cost associated with going with another material? It's damned if you do, damned if you don't. Wait, I should probably put the other ones in first. Or I can put them in from the other side. So what I may do, if one of the things I might try reaching out to Wapping and see if I can get a set of custom titanium backers for this machine to see how that would fare. Maybe go with titanium backers, just get some really long ones and see how that fares. That's one option. The other option is see what we end up doing with Phoenix and see if any of that can be ported over. So we'll see. Necessary the backers, hit and miss. I have titanium backers on only one machine, and I really couldn't tell you how much they do. It's one of those things that for some machines it makes a world of difference, and on other machines it does nothing. It really kind of depends. I'm just doing these finger tight because you're going to have to undo them anyways to put the belts on. So I'm just kind of getting them tight enough so I don't lose them while we move everything around, because this doesn't even fit on my bench. Like, this is hanging off my desk. This is a 24-inch desk, and this literally is hangs off of it. This is big. Insert mom jokes here. Where is it going to live? Over on this side of the wall. There we go. I mean, this is probably one of the cheapest ways to get into large format printing. I mean, it's 600 by 600, and this kit costs about $2,000. Disclosure, it was sent to me free of charge. I didn't pay for this kit, but if you are interested in getting a large format printer, it's about $2,000 for 600 by 600. What's the Orange Storm Giga MSRP right now? Not what I know it was really cheap on Kickstarter, but Kickstarter, I don't like buying Kickstarter stuff. I don't think it's worth it. So what is the MSRP on the Orange Storm? Give you around 2,500, yeah. Now, granted, the Giga is 800 by 800, but the Giga is also open frame. And it's not Core XY. Or is this Core XY? Personally, at that size Core XY, you start to run into problems. Now we got to do the big guy. Oh God, this thing is huge. This thing is huge. Like, this is stupid. This is so stupid. This thing is huge. I'm just gonna do this the easy way. Take all these out. I ain't gonna bother trying lining up. We're gonna have to loosen all these up anyways and let the gantry find its home. Keep forgetting this is backwards too. What is my stream schedule? It is, I stream Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. The Tuesday and Friday streams are either 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. or 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern time zone. It's like 2 weeks of one, then 2 weeks of the other, because it basically, I do the opposite shift to whatever my wife works, because if she works days and afternoons. So right now she's working afternoons, so I stream in the morning, because in the afternoon it's just me and the little guy. So yeah. So next week, the streams on Tuesday and Friday will be from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern. And then the Saturday night stream is 8 p.m. EST. Streams usually go about 3 hours, sometimes more, sometimes less. So just remember on this one, you're don't drop stuff. The A drive has this little extra bit here for attaching to the drag chain. This little extra bit. This one doesn't have it, okay? And remember, on this one, motor's up. Motors go up on this one. On a V2.4, the motors are down. On this one, the motors are up. Yes, these are not double shear. We will be modifying that in the future to make them double supported. Can't even get that in all the way. Right about there. Please check if your gearbox has play. You should be able to clockwork too with me. Right, so you can move the gear wheel to the filament a lot to the left and right, which cause problems. You move the gear. Okay. Again, I have no problem modifying the files or redoing anything on this build. Is it mostly just like reprint the part, or is it the actual like hardware? Like, is this I just need to reprint the part, or is it I need new hardware type fix? Double shear. Supported on both ends. So see right here, this is just free floating. So when you tension your belt, this can technically lean. So you could basically put a bearing over the top of this with like a 3D printed or machined cover, and it basically just locks it in place so that it can't lean. Right about there, it looks like it's lined up. Again, I'm just finger tightening this because it's all going to have to be loosened anyways to let it find its home once we get it in the machine. So for now, that'll do. This is too big. This thing's huge. Do the gear set, I'll send you a video. Okay. Again, the plan is to just build it stock, get some testing on it, and then we'll swap it out with some potentially better components. Oh. I got a doo-doo noise. Who is adding me? Who is adding me? I mean, here's the thing. It's okay if it floats a bit, as long as it doesn't float with the filament inserted. Usually it's the idler floats a little bit and your drive gear is fixed. So you might need to shim it up or something. I'll take a look into it when I get to it. It's hard to say what's going on just looking at a video. I'm one of those people I need to like see it in front of me with my hands on. But yeah, so the idler should float to allow for any misalignment. Basically, the idler floats to allow any forgiveness for misalignment, whereas the drive gear should be fixed and lined up properly. So, okay. Go. There we go. So let it float a little bit. This thing is huge. I ain't got room. I need a bigger bench. What is the advantage of flipping the motor upside down? In terms of like how the whole setup actually functions, nothing. The motor being on the top, the motor being on the bottom, functionally does nothing. The difference is it's mostly the motors are on the top because these are really tall motors. So I'm assuming if the motors were on the bottom, they would hit the bottom before the Z is low enough. Essentially, this allows the gantry to go lower because the bed on this machine sits lower. If you look at the frame, you can see the extrusions that go across the bottom there. That's what the bed sits on. Those are inset. So that means they are sitting like this on the extrusion. They're sitting flush with the bottom frame. On a V2, a normal V2, they sit on top, okay? So the gantry can come down, like the bed's up higher. This, because the bed sits lower, the gantry has to come down lower. So the motors, because they're also longer NEMA 17s, these are some beefy NEMA 17s, them being on top allows the gantry to come down lower. So theoretically, you could raise the bed up and then you wouldn't have to do this, but then you would also have to raise the frame up to make the same print volume, essentially. So. Okay. So for now, I'm just lining these up with where the boss, like the edge of the boss. And then I'm just snugging them up, just finger tight, so I don't, you know, nothing falls apart while I move it. But I will be loosening all these joints once we get this in the actual printer. So that way I can, you know, make sure it works, because everything kind of has to find its home. Also, I'm not going to build the frame outside the printer fully, because if we're looking at the instructions, it's like build the U, put the rails on, and the rails sit on the top, I think. Or no, these are on the bottom. Yeah, the rails sit on the bottom. And then we install some lights. Then we mount that. So this is upside down, by the way. This is upside down. And then you flip it, and then you install this guy. Then you belt it all, and then you install it. We're not doing that. I'm not belting it, then installing it, because that's just gonna be a nightmare. I might, we'll see. I'm gonna try and follow the manual, but if it gets annoying, I'm gonna switch back. Because what I may end up doing is just mount this in the frame, mount the other things in the frame. We'll see. We'll see whatever ends up being easier. But if the moment it starts getting annoying, I'm going to hit the abort button. Okay. So now we need to put these on. So if this is like this, so you come back here, don't fall over, please don't fall. You fell over. If you're like that, you're like that. So those gotta go on the bottom. So let's mount our rails now. Let's go ahead and mount the rails. And then look what I did. I 3D printed jigs, so I actually have stuff to mount the rails properly. Belting it, then installing was a nightmare. Yeah, I'll probably just get the U built and then put that in, and then I'll belt it up after. About a mile of belts. I mean, it shouldn't be that hard. I mean, because these are mostly like, running the belts on this should be pretty easy actually. Because with everything being open, you have a lot of room to just kind of feed the belts through. So I'm not too concerned. It shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, I printed the jigs. It didn't come with tools. It didn't come with the 3D printed like jigs for lining up the rails. You're supposed to print those your own. So if you don't have a printer, and this is your first 3D printer, congratulations for, you know, starting big. Go big, go home, bro. But you might run into a little bit of a problem because you don't have the rail alignment jigs. It's not the end of the world, but it's one of those things that you probably do want to get your hands on them. Especially considering thermal expansion is probably going to be a big problem on a machine like this. You're probably going to want to have everything lined up pretty good. Okay, let's get this other one greased up right now. Yeah, it feels fine. Okay. So we put grease in one hole, move it over 2 holes so that the ball will circulate, grease up the other hole. Give it a little, let it work itself in, and there we go. Wipe off the excess grease. Oh no, the stopper. Don't want to lose the stopper. Where did I just put that thing I had? Seriously, where did I? Oh, it rolled over here. There we go. Means business when you put the apron on. See, if I was a smart business YouTuber, I would have been like, oh, I'll put the apron on if we get like, you know, we hit our goal of 20 gifted subs or something like that. But no, I just put it on because I'm that kind of person. You guys wanted the apron? I put the apron on. Okay, you know what? We'll grease up the big rail too. So this is the X axis, which is MGN 12. This is a big boy. Which one is this? I bought this freaking like 5 years ago now. I've had this apron for years. This is actually the apron Adam Savage wore before he made his own apron. Like, obviously not the exact same apron. I don't have Adam Savage's old apron. But he did a YouTube video a while ago where he talked about aprons and he made his own. But previous to that, he wore this apron, which off an Amazon store. And I just bought the same apron because I'm like, well, if it's good for Adam Savage, it should be good for me. And yeah, not a bad apron. Wow, this thing just sucks up the grease. There we go. There we go. Now this thing's packed. MGN 12 sucks up a lot. Is this MGN 12 or 15? SRN 12H. These are SRN 3H. Yeah. It's all greased up now. Long rails. Well, it's a big printer. I would hope it had long rails. If you're building a big printer and it has short little rails, you're probably going to run into some problems. Clean off all this extra grease. There we go. There we go. Okay. Just a little greasy. Just a little greasy. Okay. You heavy as heck. Weight isn't that... Why do we care about weight? As long as you have the mechanicals to move the weight isn't an issue. As long as the build is sturdy enough, is rigid enough, and you have enough motor oomph to move it, weight doesn't matter. I think, like, 3D printing people, we care a little too much about weight because we were around when printers were shit, built out of acrylic, and, like, you had to make them light to be good. Now with modern motion systems, modern controllers, modern drivers, CNC parts, like, weight isn't the big issue it used to be. Plus, this is a big printer. Big things are heavy. It is what it is. I'm sure this would be a lot lighter if we went with, you know, titanium rails. Or even MGN9 on the X, but if you go with MGN9 on the X, well, it's going to be weaker. It's going to be floppier. It's going to be less rigid. You kind of want rigidity. Folded steel sheet. I mean, I got my ANET 88 over there, or what's left of it. Okay. So how we do this is install the 2-piece linear guides on the bottom of the profile using M38 locking screws for now. Okay. What does this mean, locking screw? What does that mean? We even have a light bar that goes on the X-axis. Cool. Okay, so let's start putting these in. So what I do is I line up the rail next to it and I just go through and I just start putting these in. And that just kind of gives us our starting point. And you only need every other one. You don't need to go crazy and put in like every single one, just every other. And make sure you're putting them in the right side. You know it's the right side because on this, one of them has an M3 and an M5, and the other side has 2 M5s. The M3 and the M5 side, they're the side that gets the rail, because that is the bottom. Laser cut plywood for everyone. Back in my day. This is such a big rail. That's what she said. And how should someone properly grease the rails when they're on the printer? Every guide shows when they're not. Well, the easiest way to grease them is obviously when they're not on the printer yet. But if you can't avoid it, the easiest thing to do, don't think I can put that end one in, because this is going to sit in there. It's going to stick out a bit. We might be okay. It's a problem. I'll just... Yeah, that should be okay. There's a few ways to grease a rail that's already installed on the printer. Some have grease ports. These ones don't, unfortunately. But some of the bigger rails will have like a little grease port there, a little grease nipple that you can, you know, splooge grease into. Sometimes it's just an access hole. Another trick you can do is line up the carriage kind of like this. So see how it's like partially over a hole? Do it with one that has like a screw in there so the hole is filled. So just kind of do that, and then just use like a grease gun and just kind of splooge grease in there, and it'll just kind of get up underneath. Because putting grease or oil on the rail itself really doesn't grease up the ball bearings, because the problem is, this is a wiper. The wiper will wipe the rail, and it's used to make sure stuff doesn't get in here. So you kind of want to, like, it's designed to not let stuff get in the ball bearing braces, because that, you know, makes it not work. Okay. All our T-nuts. Okay. You can take the wiper off. Yeah, you can take the wiper off, but I'm kind of like, ooh, be careful. If you're going to take the wiper off, just be very, very careful. I personally tend to go with a thicker grease. I use NLG 1.5 grease instead of NLG 0 or 1. So I use a little bit of a thicker grease, and I just pack them really good when I start. And I'll be honest, I only re-grease my rails if I'm doing a rebuild. And so far, it's been fine. So. So this is the thing. There's so many screws. This takes so long just to put in all the screws, and it's like, there's just so many screws. All the screws. My octopus started giving timer too close errors. Any tips for better board when changing it? First thing first, try a different USB cable. Sometimes it's just a bad USB cable. Try a different USB cable if you're getting communication errors. Because timer too close is kind of one of those like gremlins in the system type thing, where there's a lot of things that can be causing that error. It's usually a communication thing though, so try a different USB cable. Try a shorter or a higher quality USB cable. Not going to risk putting one on the end there. Okay, and now I need my Allen key, my key of Allen, to go through and tighten all of these. It's like, yeah, you can use the electric screwdriver, but I still like to go through by hand and make sure they're kind of torqued by hand. I get a better feel of it. companies making quality MJN carriages that don't cost a fortune. I mean, that's the thing. Quality costs money. You go with Masumi. Go hit up Masumi. I know, I don't know if it's Fabrico or West 3D or one of them, I think carries like higher quality rails as well. That might be an option if you're looking into that. Connections. Yeah, electronics are one of the... I'm a hardware guy. If something don't fit, give me a grinder or welder, I'll make it fit. Either too big or too small, make it fit. Oh, and there's a little tease of the new printed solid. Look how much room they have there. Also, printed solid has Core 1s on sale, which I don't have. Don't have a printed solid affiliate link. Shoot, I gotta figure out. Does printed solid do affiliates? I don't even know if they do affiliates. I have a Prusa affiliate. You want to buy a Prusa? Use my affiliate link. What time are we at? What time? 12:51. We got about an hour left. If we get it belted up today, that's good. If not, we'll carry on next stream. Oh. Okay. Well, this guy just lost his ball. Can I put his ball back in? Nope. Bad T-nut. There's a lot of bad T-nuts in this kit. It's not a big end of the world thing because I have so many extra T-nuts. I'm not worried about T-nuts, but if they didn't really include a lot of extras, you might have to hit up Amazon and grab like some extra T-nuts. Too loose? No, it just bad, like they're just made bad so like the balls fall out. They're supposed to be, for those that don't know, these have like a little ball bearing on a spring there just for tension, so when you put them in they don't like slide around loosey-goosey. The problem is they're like peened in there, and a lot of times the ball just falls out. I've had about a half dozen of them so far that have just been bad. So it's like when they work, it's just some of them have bad bearings. Production failure rate? It is what it is. I mean, I don't even think they do testing on something like that. They just pump them out and they sell them, and whatever you get is what you get. Up all our screws. There we go. Yeah, don't drop your balls. Don't drop your balls. The armored turtle video? Thanks. Was a fun one. I have one more video coming out from Rocky Mountain. It's the Stone Wolf Hedamame print kits video, I think. It's basically the video of all the things that aren't long enough to make it to be their own video. So they're getting put together into a things you may have missed video kind of thing. And if you want to see that video early, consider becoming a channel member or Patreon supporter, because you get videos early when you do. Has anyone else built this printer? There's a few people that have. I've seen a few reviews out. I mean, like, if I wasn't building this on streams, I would have had this built a while ago. What the hell is that? Okay. Yeah, if I wasn't building this on stream, I would have had this built a while ago. This would have been like a weekend build. But we're building it on stream, so I only work on it like 3 hours a week. So I may end up, because I do want to get this build done pretty quick. I want to play around with this printer. I want big printer. We might be back-to-backing this. So what that means is I might just keep building this on the next stream. Because we got the Pro Forges done. The Pro Forge is built. The Prusa Core 1 is built. So those two build series are done. We do have the Seaboard Trident. We got to finish up the new tool head on. It's down there on the floor. And then we do have the Prusa we got to get to building. But for now, I want to get this done. Plus I got to get back to working on the power armor. Got to get all the lower half put together so I can actually wear it. Got to figure out how to rig it all up. Prints are you interested in doing with this? Big prints. We'll see. We'll see. Probably some cosplay stuff. RC car stuff, maybe. See if I can 3D print a go-kart or something. Big benchy. Oh yeah, we're gonna print. I'm gonna print a full size, or what is it? It's like, I can't remember the percentage, but it's like almost 4 kilograms of filament to print a benchy on this. A full. If you print the biggest benchy you can print on here, it's like 4 kilograms of filament. So that's why we need the box turtle on it, so we have filament rollover. Okay. So that is this one. So that is that. So now we got to put this on this. So let's take a looky-loo here. Where are we at? So I should be attaching the AB motors now. Okay. So let's do that. Move the big rail over here. Grease gun can go over here. Don't want to lose my retirement grease. Okay. So you're gonna go here. So you're gonna have to come up. So you're gonna go here, and you're gonna go here. Jeez, this thing is huge. In terms of camera angles, you guys aren't going to get any. You're going to get what you get. Who added me? Freaking Discord has been so bloody annoying lately, because they added an overlay. So now when I open any sort of program that has like graphics, even OBS, I get a Discord overlay pop up on it. It's like, no, I don't want a Discord overlay on freaking OBS. It's like, Discord's going to shit. The new owner, CEO, whatever, is going to be monetizing it. They're going to turn it into like a monetization platform because they got to make money. So Discord is going to be going to shit. Expect it to go to shit, unfortunately. So. Back up. Okay, so you guys go there. Back to TeamSpeak. Yep. Back to TeamSpeak, everyone. How did I lose a nut? Oh well, I'll find it. Okay. Gonna need a 5 kilogram spool holder. That's the plan. The plan is to have the booster on this. I'm gonna steal the booster from the Phoenix. So we have a booster. The booster is basically allows it to feed 5 kilogram spools reliably. And also materials like TPU that have a little bit more oomph to them. Okay. Oh, that's white. Okay. So. It's so flippin' big. It won't fit on my bench anymore. TPU souls for the power. Dude, doing a full, like, I've got I got some TPU that came in from Fysetc sent me some TPU filament to play with, and I think one of them is a foaming TPU, so that'll be fun to play with. Wait, did I do this backwards? I did this backwards. Shoot. No, I gotta fix this. I did this backwards. I did this backwards. I did this backwards. I did this backwards. This is supposed to have downward. This goes this way. I forgot. This has this. Ah. There we go. That makes more sense. Okay. So this has M3 and M5. Now I need a little pin. Where is my like little pokey guy? Pokey guy, where'd you go, pokey guy? Pokey guy, where'd my little pokey guy? There we go. That makes more sense. Okay, that makes more sense. There we go. Because this is the bottom, so it's got to have the M3. Okay, so now you come over here. You slide in. Line up with the end. Okay, M3. You up. 5. You up. This, and then this goes in. There we go. Input shaping. Yeah, I'm honestly, it's all CNC'd. So, like, I'm not expecting this machine to be a speed demon, and you shouldn't. You shouldn't be looking at this machine and be like, oh, this is gonna be the fastest printer in the world. It shouldn't be. It's a big printer. I'm gonna put a high flow hot end on it with a 0.8 nozzle, and that's just what it's gonna live with. Okay, so now I gotta flip this so I can do the other side. Don't tip my camera. Ah. Did I ever tell you this thing's big? That's what she said. Go. In there. Use a tube or Goliath. Yeah, you're gonna want to use something high flow. Rapido high flow, ultra high flow. Might be better to flip the table. I mean, look at the size of this thing. This thing's huge. Okay. So now we built this. And then, you know what? We're going to install this right now as is. So what do we use to attach this? M3/8. That goes there. What does it attach with? Place the assembled components into the frame. Okay, but what do I use to attach it? M522 with a spring. Okay, so M522, rectangular spring, and that goes in there. Okay, so the plan is I want to attach this U in, and then we'll build the X gantry portion, and then we'll install that into the frame, and then we'll belt it all up. So I need M522 flathead cap screw. M522 socket head. M512, M518, M510, 518, M530, 518. Okay, well I got M522 socket head. This is saying, okay. That looks like a socket head. And I also need a CNC washer. And rectangular spring. What does rectangular spring even mean? Like I'm assuming it's one of these four here, because everything else isn't. And then we have 4 CNC'd washers. So I'm assuming this is part of that. We have 4 CNC washers, rectangular springs. I don't see, so I'm assuming it's these. I'm assuming it's the M522's socket heads. Yeah, capital benchy. A capital ship benchy. Okay. Yeah, so these, I think, that, and then that goes on top. So this comes in from the bottom, and then that's on top, and then it attaches. So let's bring this over. We'll go put this together. Yeah. So this comes over. Let's go over to the other side. We'll come over here. We'll all go there. And then these, how am I going to hold these in position? I know, tape. I don't have tape because I gave it all to the little guy for arts and crafts. Shoot. Zip ties? Can I use zip ties to hold them in place? We'll use zip ties. Hopefully zip ties will work. 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll work. That'll work. Zip ties. Zip ties should work, right? Go right about here. Yeah, that'll work. Right about there. Probably should have measured. Probably should have measured how roughly you should sit, but I mean, it's just friction, right? It's just friction to hold them in place so that they don't fall down while we fap around with them. There. Right about there. There we go. Okay, let's go get the gantry. So this is the front of the machine right here. Oh wait, is that camera frozen? Camera froze. Okay, mobile camera. Deactivate. Activate. There we go. Can you see me now? Can you see me now, Mr. Krabs? Oh my God, this thing is big. Jeez. Okay. So. Oh, I'm messing the paint up big time. Oh my God, this is gonna be sketchy. Oh, this is sketchy. Oh my God, I don't like this. Can you guys see me? Can you see me? Is it still frozen? It's still frozen. What the hell? 1 second, 1 second. Oh my God. You missed the total sketchiness. You missed the fun. Plug you back in. You missed the fun. Camera. Deactivate, activate. Okay. Okay. We good now? Yeah, I got the white light. I should be on. Yep, we're good. Okay. We're good there. So let me pull up the manual to where we were at. So it is I'm gonna have to undo all of this anyways, because you gotta put the belts in, but at least this way it's like already pre-assembled. So, because we're not gonna get to belting today. We're not gonna get to belting today. So this way at least we have our gantry kind of made and ready to go. Washer on there. And get that started. Okay, that's that one. Try not to have this fall off. Ah. Just a little awkward. I don't know how much you're supposed to screw this in, so I'm just going to go until it's flush at the bottom. Again, this is just temporary. It's going to have to come out anyways. This is just to kind of hold it all in position anyways until we get to the belting part, which will be probably next stream. Huge motors look tiny in the frame. Oh, it's just garage door opening. This thing is huge. There we go. I mean, on the bright side, it's lining up pretty good. So alignment seems pretty good. Also, because of the gearing on here, you're not going to be able to really move around the gantry once it's belted up. So the plan is I want to have it all belted up pretty solidly, like have everything level and then belt it, and hopefully it'll stay level. Because once everything's belted up, these motors have so much gearing in them, you're not going to be moving them by hand that easily. You're going to have to mechanically move them using, you know, the actual, tell the printer to move them essentially. I'm going to move you up. Maybe up just a bit more. So I can get my finger in there so I can put the washer on. And then line you up. Okay, I am going to have to loosen this. Shoot. That one I got to loosen. I got to loosen this. I need my Allen key. This one we do have to loosen. Loosen that. Loosen this side. There we go. Okay. Now I should be able to shimmy it over, line up with this. There we go. There we go. And that is, so we do have a pretty decent amount of adjustment if you need to. Okay, that seems good there. Sweet. Okay, so that is that. So now we go back and we put our X-axis together. Happy Fun Time Adventures. That is installed. Not bad. Not too shabby. So we are doing a bit of a not following the manual exactly on this. That's okay. Okay, so we got an LED light bar. Okay. After welding, put on heat shrink tube for protection. Do I have to solder it? So this goes on the bottom. And then it comes out the side. LED light bar. Okay, let's look for this light bar. I mean, I have LED strips here. I'm assuming they're all the same. And I think I have to do some soldering now. Continue on the Moto Compo or scrap the idea now or shelve. Shelve for the moment because two reasons. One, I didn't really like how the design was catting up essentially. Two, I saw what Pantheon did with theirs, and I like the way Pantheon did it, where it's fully 3D printed. So I like that. And three, I might turn it into a trike go-kart using this to print the frame. So I've got 3 different things of LED lights. I'm assuming this one is for this, because this is the odd one out. Nope, this is too big. So it's not this one. Unless I need to cut it. I don't know if I got to cut it. On the bottom, but you have to use grease and don't remove the protection foil. What? What? Thoughts to convert this to all-wheel drive? You could, but again, we're going to build it stock and see if it's a problem to begin with. Okay, they're all long. I think these are all long, so I'm going to have to cut it. I'll just slide it into the frame. Yeah, but I'm going to have to like glue it in place. Like I'm going to have to use the VHP on it to hold it. Yeah, these are all, so I'm going to have to cut this. Stop moving. There we go. Okay, so we'll use the big guy, I guess. And then I'm also going to need some wires. Wires? Probably gonna have to look on the other side. All right, so we got LEDs. I guess you do just slide it in and they just kind of stay there. Yeah. You do just slide them in. Oh yeah, this thing is like tight. This really doesn't want to slide in too easily. Let me go see if I can find those wires. Unless, are they in here? No wires in here. Let's see if we got them on the other side. Wires over here. I got a bunch of wires over here, but I don't know what's for what. So I think this is all bed stuff. Yeah, these are all bed wires. Senior constant temperature soldering iron. This is garbage. I can get rid of this now. Hot end PCBs, fans, and wires. So it should have, looks like it's supposed to be this one, I think. The only one that seems to make sense. It's got 3 wires and a JST. Use grease or dishwashing fluid because otherwise you can't slip the pass part to the friction. Okay. Oh, I see. Use grease. Oh, I see. Okay. I see. That makes sense. And then we have this guy. And I think you use the short one. It looks like you use the short one on the end. You solder it on the end. Okay. So I'm just gonna splooge 2 chunks of grease. It's white lithium grease, so it's like dielectric, so it should be pretty good. Yeah, this is tight. Are these 5 volts as well? Yeah, 5 volts. Okay. Why not pull it in? Because how do you pull it in? You got to push it in. How would you pull it in? How would you pull it? We'll say this is not going anywhere. This is not going anywhere. This is not going anywhere. Pushing rope is hard. Yep. Almost got it. Because this has to sit, well, this is the bottom, so I can leave it out a little bit. So if that is roughly how far I want it from the end on this side, I'm gonna have to cut it right about, I'll do it here. I'm okay if it's a little short. If it's a little on the short side, I can live with that. I'm sure, shoot, what was the mark I was leaving? Shoot, okay, put it back in. Right about there. And I would say right about this guy, right there. So I'll cut this right here. Now I need to like get rid of the, you gotta solder it, or correction, I gotta weld it. But for that, I need my knife. I'm gonna grab my knife, I think it's on this side. Did I leave it over here? I think I left it over here. Knife. Where's my knife? Ah, there's my knife. Buffering constantly. If the stream's, nothing's on my end. Everything seems fine on my end for the stream. Okay, braze it. So now we gotta kind of shave off Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay. Soldering time. So, oh, where'd I put the little guy? Where'd I put the solder? Where'd I put the wire? Oh, it fell. Shoot. Okay. So I'm assuming we have two longer ones here. Well, this is just a long one. And then we have a short one. I'm assuming the short one is the one we solder on. So it's this little short guy, I'm assuming. Okay. There we go. So Go Gadget Omni Fixo, because I shake like a mofo and this thing will help me. Okay, so what do we got here? So red to 5 volt. This is different. This order is different. I don't think it matters. I think I just put them in the different way around. But we have 5 volt. Stin is in the middle. Okay, so 5 volt. We'll do ground first. Or no, we'll do 5 volt first. Okay. So let's tin these up. And I use tin solder. Or leaded solder, sorry. Oh, and it's like, oh, let me see if I have any heat shrink that'll fit over this first. Before we get too far into the build, let me put some heat shrink over this. I do have heat shrink that'll fit. Okay. Okay. These are really long wires. Let me snip these a little shorter because we don't really have the need for wires this long. Okay. Yeah, I know the camera angle ain't great because I don't think the overhead will reach it. And I'm doing it right at the edge, but we'll make it work. There we go. There we go. Omnifixos are awesome. If you're like me and you have trouble soldering because like your hands shake or something, getting some Omnifixos are really worth it in my opinion. Because they're so nice and adjustable. And you don't have to worry about it, like, you just put everything in position. You just gently do your thing. There we go. So ground is black, middle one is yellow, and then 5 volts is that. Put a little bit of heat shrink over the end. Where's me torch? Where's me torch? I need some fire. Fire? Fire. Yeah, fire. Fire. Okay. There we go. Now we shove this in. And this part's gonna suck, probably. It's like try and get this end in here that we went and soldered a bunch of stuff on. Now it's wider. Take a chunk of my nail off. There we go, right about there. Okay. That is our LED strip installed. So this will be on the bottom. So that means this side gets a rail. And for the rail, it is M3/8 and M3s again. Okay. Like that. Fun times. Fire? Fire where? Fire. 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 3D printed wire soldering jig when I use a wire, 2 wires. It's a bit easier. Yeah. Like here's the thing. End of the day, use what works for you. If a 3D printed jig is all you need, then go with the 3D printed jig. I mean, the Omnifixos I use because I use them for like a bunch of other stuff, like drones and whatnot. Other soldering jobs and whatnot. It's nice to have something that can hold multiple different things in different setups with different orientations. It's nice, but it's definitely not something that like you absolutely need. Like you cannot solder without Omnifixos. It's like, no, it's, you know, they are pricey. I know they're pricey, but they are a nice tool. So if it's something that will work for you, don't be afraid to go shopping. I'm gonna show the Omnifixo, this. These are called Omnifixos. And there you go, Omnifixo. It's basically just a spring steel plate with a bunch of magnetic holders. But you can like put them in different orientations. You can like flip them around. You can stack them. There's a whole bunch of different ways of using it. So, okay, let's get this in. I really want to get the X Gantry installed today. Or we call it. And then next week or next stream, maybe we'll, do you guys want to keep working on this on Friday? Wait, I got to do the YouTuber thing. If we get 20,000 likes and 5 million new channel subs. We'll keep working on this on Friday. How's that sound? Now I need the bigger ones. There we go. Yeah, and a hype train. Oh yeah, we need a hype train. Choo choo. So let me just make sure. Yeah, light bars on the bottom. Is there a solution for thermal expansion in Gantry? I mean, yeah. There's always a solution to everything. It's just which solution is optimal. Okay, let's see. So we gotta evenly have this split. I don't know if I have my scale on this side. I do not. Do I have a scale over here though? I should have something. Reach 60C in the chamber and doesn't have a problem too. That's awesome. Okay. So that is that. That's what? That's about 15 millimeters. About 15 millimeters, right about there. A little over 15 millimeters. A little over 15 millimeters. There we go. Okay. Get one started just to line it up. Line up the rest. Reese, hey everyone, hello there. Don't forget, we're gonna be doing the giveaway in like 15 minutes. So if you haven't entered for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, link in the video description, enter for your chance. While you're down there, don't forget to like the smash button, subscribe if you're not subscribed. And if you want to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do, consider becoming a channel member, Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, like really cool, gifting memberships to others. Because that way you can hang out when we do members only stuff, you get videos early and whatnot, extra channels on the Discord. Or if you just feel like shopping, check out some of the links in the video description. Affiliate links don't cost you anything extra, go a long way in supporting the channel. And some, like the GamerSubs one, use code Canuck and save some money as well. It's gonna be really annoying to put this in the gantry, I know that. I gotta figure out what I'm doing tonight. Your build experience at the end. Maybe, we'll see. Usually what we end up doing is like, after the build is done, I do a recap stream where we just kind of print on it and talk. But this will probably get a video. I don't like doing printer reviews. I find them they're not fun to do a printer review video. Doing the video itself, I don't find fun. And the big problem is too, printer reviews are highly subjective. Like, it's very hard to like give an actual rating on a printer. Most printer reviews you see are like, hey, here's some random prints off the printer and here's the spec sheet. That's the review. Because it takes quite a bit of time to actually get a review done, to do it properly. And the problem is, if you take the time to do it properly, by the time you put the video out, everyone else has already spat out a video and it won't be watched by anyone, so. Current printer count, including ones in storage, over 30, maybe 40. I gotta get rid of a bunch. Gotta figure out how to do that. Normally I would give them away at Murph, but I don't think I'm going to Murph this year. So I gotta figure out how to get rid of like a half dozen or dozen so printers. Gotta see if I can get a hold of a maker space or something, or see what's up. Okay, so that, and then we put our joints on. So let's get these joints on. Everyone likes joints. Put some joints on this. So you're gonna go like that now. And not, yeah. Apparently somebody didn't like the fact that I mentioned I don't have fun crossing into the States lately. And they complained about it. It's like, really? Really? Okay. Okay, as per norm, I'm just kind of getting these in here and just getting them set. They're not really tight. There's no point in having these tight because we're going to have to finagle once we get it over in the whatchamacallit. Playing where? To a company. To a company. I know, I was like, what, really? We found it funny. Apparently, I'm not allowed to critique anything about a certain country. Somebody got big mad. I think that's snowflake behavior, but that's just me. Happy building? Oh, I'm having a happy time building. We're gonna get this together. It was what? It was M3.6s I need, right? M3.6s to put this in the frame. M3.8s are too short, right? Or too long. Right? Was I correct there? Which Omni Fixo? Put it this way, I only know of the one model. Are there more than one models of Omni Fixo now? I have Omni Fixos. Whatever that model is the one I have. I didn't know they had multiple different models. When I bought it, there was only one model. So. Okay, so we got these XY joints are installed. So now we'll go get the M3 6 screws, get a bunch of them, and then we'll go over there, throw this in the printer, and we're laughing. Look at this. Got an X-axis. It is long. Long X-axis is long. Okay, M3 8s. Do I have M3 or M3 6s? Not M3 8s. M3 6s. Right here, M3 6s. And I'm assuming these are them because I have 8 of them. These are part of the, oh shoot, we screwed up. We needed to order more stuff parts. Okay, let's go to the other side and get this installed. Hey, look, the apron's gonna come in handy because I'm probably gonna need to swap out the screws. So. Oh, camera froze. 1 second. Let me reset the camera. I don't know why it's freezing so much. It didn't freeze at all last stream. Let me see here. Omni Fixo. One with 4 likes and yours with 2? What? What do you mean likes? You buy it right from the Omni Fixo site. This is the only one. The Omni Fixo. If you're seeing it anywhere else, I don't, okay, where are you seeing 2 models? There's only the 1 model. All products. Oh, they do have 2 now. Okay, I have this one then. I have this one. Well, it depends how much you need. This one has 4 and it's bigger. This is 2 and it's smaller and it's cheaper. Pick whichever one you want, although they're kind of limited stock. When I bought mine, this one didn't exist. So, okay, let's go to the other side. Rig on to the other side. Okay, how am I gonna do this? I'm gonna need helper. Who wants to help? Who can get over here in the next like 2 minutes? Because I need to like hold this. Okay, let's use you. Okay. Okay, let's totally do this a sketchy way. Okay. That's that one. Okay. And this is the part where I go, it don't fit. It don't fit. Okay, 1 second. Crack the screws. Let it float a bit. Hopefully you guys can see me. If you can't see me, I can't see chat anyways, so. Oh. Haha, there we go. Okay. Can you see me now? Can you see me now, Mr. Krabs? Yeah, you can see me. Okay. When it sees no movement? No! Because last stream I left this camera on all night and I came out in the morning, it was still working. So get all your screws started, then screw them down. There's that. Yeah, that'd be nice, Steve. I mean, full disclosure, I got nothing against Americans as people. It just, the government is making foreign citizens going to the US not a fun event. Like, personally, I love going visiting people in the States. It's just the getting across the border part sucks right now. Okay. I could probably take these stoppers out. Okay, so let's loosen up this side too. So loosen, loosen, loosen. Okay. All the way to the front. Okay, so that's all tight. Hold it forward, flush up against these, and we'll tighten this up. Now we're probably gonna have to redo this again in a bit, because it's probably out a bit, but for now, we should be good. There we go. We have an XY axis. Did the camera freeze again? Camera froze again. Ah, dang it. Well, I mean, we're done. Okay, so if you're wondering what's going on with the camera, this is a good example. Okay, this is some primo explanation. Okay, the difference between CAN bus and USB. See, look, we have XY now. Ooh, this is. Hey, this is pretty buttery, actually. This is actually really nice. That's actually a really nice movement. Okay, the pros and cons between, now it's not overheating. It's been hotter in the garage and it worked fine. Yeah, it's really smooth. Now, granted, there's still a lot of slop in here. A lot of the XYs are still loose. So it's not exactly tight, but it's pretty nice. This is why CAN bus exists, okay? That is USB. The reason it's being all buggy is it's because it's a USB hub, a powered USB hub, because it doesn't work on a non-powered USB hub. So it's a USB hub plugged into a USB hub that's powered, plugged into the camera, because it's a 20-foot USB cable. USB gets finicky once you start getting into multiple digits of feet, even with a powered hub. So the only way it would work better, and the plan is, honestly, the plan is, see this area? If I do start using this other side of the garage more as a dirty side, because the plan is to have, right now the Makara is over here for now. This will be going on to the other side eventually, because this is a 3D printing side of the garage. That is the manufacturing side of the garage, or at least that's the plan. Yeah, see, I just lost the USB device. So the plan is that side of the garage will be like the CNC stuff, the laser stuff, the big printer, because that's the only spot for it, and any other sort of manufacturing would be on that side. And then what I will like to do in the future is get another camera over there, like a camera with an HDMI cable, because this has 4 capture cards. So I could just use an HDMI cable, run an HDMI over there, and have a camera on an arm that I can move around for whatever reason. So, yeah. Okay, I think that's it for today. Let's do the giveaway. It is 2 o'clock. I will give you until I finish cleaning up these screws to enter. Link in the description. Go enter right now. Do this now. And then don't forget, like the smash button. And it totally will potentially, maybe, who knows, increase your odds of winning. So do this now. Okay, let's do this giveaway. Let's do this giveaway. Let's do this giveaway. If you did not enter, you will have another chance on Friday. Link to sheets, create. Okay, names. Copy all the names, Control copy, Control A, delete, Control V. Files, save. Okay, and load up marbles. And hopefully everything launches. My computer, I'm sorry, I was a bit late for the start of stream. Just because of the power went out yesterday, so this computer was off and I forgot to boot up the computer. And of course there was a Windows update, so it took its sweet time. Is that the first person on the list? Yep. Okay, so we're good there. So we got 261 people. Random bots. 261. Play. Cheap IP camera? No, because that would be like, I can run a long HDMI cable. HDMI doesn't have the same degradation issue USB does, and it goes to a capture card. So I would just run like a 50-foot USB or HDMI up to the ceiling, across and down. I mean, the overhead camera is on a long ass USB cable and it's fine, or HDMI cable and it's fine. Like literally, it's like a 20-foot HDMI cable. I've never had an issue. So I could run a long HDMI cable over there. And one of the reasons I don't want to use it like an IP camera is they're shit quality. They're shit quality. I could just get another one of these, right? I could just get another one of these, right? 60 FPS, 1080p, right? And just use this. Just get another one of those. And just run it with an HDMI cable. Okay. So how this works, if you win, you get a spool of filament from Polymaker. But if I pick your ball and you are the luckiest ball in the world, you also win a free hat. We'll go with this one right here. Andrew Manley, if you win, you get a free hat along with your spool of filament. Good luck. Exclamation mark zoom zoom makes your ball go faster. Exclamation mark gullible makes everyone else go slower. And if you like the smash button, ring the bell, and are subscribed to the channel, it actually greases your ball up and makes it go even faster. Who's in the lead? Not this one. Oh no, I'm stuck. Who's in the lead? Okay, we'll follow this person. Go faster. What camera is the top view? It's just a Canon Vixia. It's an old Canon Vixia. Canon Vixia something something. Oh, we got more people in the lead now. Why are your balls so slow? Go faster, balls. Oh, 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 oh. Warpworks is in the lead, I think. Oh. Who is Warpworks? Billy Rosner, congratulations on winning. Who is Warpworks? Who is this ball? Why is there a random symbol next to this ball? Who are you? Who are you? Because you didn't win. All right, anyways. Congratulations, Billy. Billy Rosner. Let me find you here. Control F. Billy. There we go. Okay. You will get an email from me after the stream ends with information on how to collect your filament from Polymaker. Congratulations, Billy. Whatever. Alt F4. There we go. Okay. So we are going to call it there. So I do want to give a huge shout out to Fysetc for the kit that we're building. There it is right there. If you are interested in building one of these machines yourself, I do have a link in the video description. It is not an affiliate link. It's just a normal link. I don't do affiliate links on things that I haven't finished testing or have hands-on experience with yet. Also, shout out to Polymaker for the spool of filament we gave away this stream and every stream. Links for all of them and more in the video description. Some of them are affiliate links. Don't cost you anything extra. Go a long way in supporting the channel. Others, like the Gamer Subs link, use code Canuck, save some money as well. And for those that donate to the channel, give the memberships to others, or became members of the channel yourself, I thank you. Would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. You make it all possible. We're going to call it on there, and we'll probably carry on with this build on Friday because I want to get this thing done. Enjoy the rest of your week. Be safe out there. Wash your hands, and I will see you in the future. Goodbye. I forgot that's broken. I gotta go figure out why my Unraid server isn't working. Anyways, I'm just gonna